everything on the past week and going into the new trading week, which is the first week in the new year, we have highs on three opportunities to begin the week. The first one we are looking at is USD JPY UJ USD JPY, and also we are looking at AUD USD, and finally we are going to look at NZD CAD. So these three opportunities to begin the new trading week. The first one, which is USD JPY. Let us quickly look at that. So on USD JPY, what do we have? Okay, so this is USD JPY. This is actually one of the moves we explained a couple weeks ago. And this has been a very clean downtrend. You can see this markup is still right there, it's still on the chart. So this has been a very clean downtrend. In this case, price has been respecting the levels for quite some time. Very easy to understand and very clean. So price on the past week did this, came up to retest that key level, and then price did all this drop. Very easy trade if you were watching this market. So right now the first thing we know in this market right now is that we have a very clean downtrend, a very clean bearish trend, and in this bearish trend we can all see the price is retesting a previous low. So this previous low is being tested. So two things could happen in this case. So we may have a retest to this low and then price move bullish, or price could continue downward and then break this low. So here we are looking at a possible short-term long for as long as this low does not break. Keep in mind, this is a downtrend, which means there is more possibility that price is going to break and continue bearish. However, we do not predict for price. We react to what price shows us. So if price shows us good entry confirmation right inside of the zone, we may have a very short term, we may have a very good short term long in this case. So let's look at this on the H1 on the 1 hour time frame. So we have highs on this entry level, this low, that is our entry level. And on the H1, let's see how it looks. So on the H1, this is what we have on the H1. You would also see something really interesting on the H1. This has been a bullish trend on the H1, this little, I believe you see this clearer on the M15, M30, right? So price has done something like this. So this has been a double top, right? We have this double top and then price continue bearish. So right after this very good double top here, you can see this is a lot of drop. This is a lot of drop, and after this big drop right here, price has not given us any correction, which means we would probably get some kind of correction back into this neckline. So this looks very possible, right? It looks very possible. So possible correction back into the neckline before it continues bearish. So this is really what we are looking forward to on USD JPY. So for as long as this low does not break, for as long as this entry level, this low does not break, we have a very good trade in this case. So if you have good entry confirmation right inside of this zone, you are good to go. So USD JPY, very simple market. It's a bearish trend on the H4. So we are looking forward to a short-term long, and in this short-term long, we have this right here. This is our target, first TP right here, second TP to the ultimate high. So this looks very interesting, and let's look forward to what price is going to do on this. So that is UJ. That is what we're looking forward to see on UJ. And the next market, which is AUD USD. AU also looks really good. We have been following AU for quite some time, and on the daily time frame, I have explained this has been a correction on the daily time frame. The daily, we have something like this. Price has been bearish for quite some time, so we have had moves like this on the daily time frame. So price has given us this whole big correction, and this correction here is testing a daily key level, and this is a daily key level right there, which is being tested. This daily low is being tested, so which means we should watch out for something on AUD USD. Right, on the daily time frame we have this, and this simply tells you a possible swing trade, long-term short, right? Swing trade. And when you look at the candlesticks we have right here, we have very good bearish candlesticks right here, right? Very good bearish evening star rejection candlesticks on the daily time frame, which says a lot, a lot of rejections right there. So when you also break this market down to the small time frame, you would see something really interesting. When you break it down to let's break down this move right here. This move right here, we need to break it down to the H4 to see what price is doing right there. So on the 4-hour time frame here, this is what we have. We have a very clean bullish trend. So this has been a bullish trend for quite some time, and on this bullish trend you would notice how price has formed this move. This was a trade we called out a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. We called out these longs 2 weeks ago, and right now you can see price has actually met our TP, because our TP at the time was right here, right? So with the fact that price is at a daily key level, keep in mind price is at a daily key level. So what we're looking forward to right now is a potential HNS. We have this key level here which is being tested. So this is more or less HNS market pattern. We have something like this, we have this, and then we have this. So this is a ugly HNS right here. So for as long as the high does not break, if it holds, we are looking to continue bearish. We are looking to continue bearish. And keep in mind, on the daily time frame, there is a lot of room to the downside. There is a lot of rooms to the downside. So this looks really good for short. Looks really good for short. We have our first TP down here. We have our second TP to the next low. So TP1, TP2, this is how we're looking. This is what we would like to see. And keep in mind, for as long as this high does not break, also this very high does not break, we are looking for short. So everywhere around this high, we are looking for short. So we may get entry confirmation somewhere around this place, or somewhere a little higher right here. So anywhere around any of these two places, we are looking for short. So TP1 right here, TP2 right here, and I believe we have good risk to reward as well in this case. This is about 200 pips and this is about 300 pips. So there is good risk to reward in this case as well, which makes this a very good trade. So HeyU, that is what we're looking for to see on HeyU. Let us quickly look at the H1 for any extra confirmations. On the H1, the 1-hour time frame, this is what we have. Does not look so great. However, we have price retesting somewhere around here, which is a very good level. So with price retesting somewhere around here, and on the H1 you would see something that looks like a bullish trend, right? The H1, we have price doing this, which is more or less a bullish trend. We have this, and price is creating a new high, which means when price finish creating this new high, when price gives us a very good rejection candlesticks, we should be looking forward to some correction. And correction in this case, this low looks very good to be tested. This low here looks very good to be tested. So in this case, you may have your TP right here, and if you want to get out very early, you may have your first TP somewhere around here, and you may have your second TP somewhere around here. So it depends on how long you would like to hold this market. So this looks really good. A lot of confirmations, a lot of confluence on the H1 as well. TP1 in this case here about 60 pips, TP2 here about 100 pips. The extended targets down here, we have about 170 pips. This is the extended target right here, which is about 170 pips, because the key level on this bullish trend is right here. So for as long as price test this first TP, second TP, you are good. But if you'd like to hold all the way to this extended target, you should be secure. You should secure some good profits in this trade. So HeyU, this is how we are looking at HeyU. Looks really interesting. So let's keep our eyes on it. And like I told you, we have two possible entry levels. The first one is right here. The second one is the ultimate high, which is up here. So at any of these two places, you should be looking for short. So the last one for the week, the last one we've got our eyes on is NZD CAD. So this is NZD CAD. We looked at this market on the past week, and this has been a very interesting market. We're looking for some kind of corrections from the past week, but unfortunately we could not get that correction. We're looking for the correction somewhere around here. In the past week, but we could not get it right here. Price created a new low before price reversed. So right now price has reversed, and from what we have here, this looks like something really interesting. Let's quickly go on the daily. The daily time frame, remember I told you there is a lot of room to the downside from the daily time frame because price was testing this daily key level. Daily key level was being tested, so there is a lot of room to the downside. So on the 4-hour time frame, the H4, you can see what price has done so far. Price did this move, and then we have this correction, and the price right now has established this new low, and price has given us this correction, right? So here we have a key level right here, which is being tested, right? So when you look at this key level here, which is being tested, you should know price is setting up for some shorts. Price is setting up for some shorts. Let's look at this on the H1. On the 1-hour time frame, this is what we have. Does not look so clean on the H1. However, this is what we have. This is more or less a break of this previous key level. Remember, price was doing something like this. We've had this little downtrend on the H1. Price has been doing stuff like this for some time. And last week, price broke the previous high, right? And right now, price is testing a very good level. So here we have what looks like a triple top market pattern, and from this triple top market pattern we can also see that price is retesting somewhere around the previous key level. We have a retest to the previous key level, which is somewhere around here. You can see there is a lot of retest, right? Very close to this previous low as well, right? So we can also see some kind of reaction of this level here. So this looks very good for some short. This here looks really good for some short. So we should be looking forward to a possible short in this market. So we have a good triple top market pattern, and for as long as this high does not break, we should be going bearish in this market. So our first TP in this case, we have our first TP right here, and we have the second TP to the next low. So TP1, TP2, this is what we would like to see on NZD CAD. We have our second TP right here, we have our first TP right there, and we have the second TP right here. So TP1, TP2, and now remember, this is our entry level. And like I told you, on the 4-hour time frame, there is a lot of room to the downside. When you look at the 4-hour time frame, this shows us a lot of possibilities to the downside, because from what we have here, price has given us some correction, and this has been a downtrend. This is a confirmed downtrend right now. This is a verified downtrend right now, right? So price has given us correction, and this correction is testing a continuation ratio. When you run your fibs, we have the 50, which is being tested, and the 50 here is a continuation ratio. And when you look at the candlesticks we have around the 50, we have very good rejection candlesticks at the 50. So this simply tells you should be looking for short. So this trade, a lot of confirmations, and we should look forward to possible short in this trade. You can see what price is doing. This is our entry level. So price has not done anything much on UJ. This low here is still holding, right? when you look at what price has done in this case, you would see a very good rejection candlestick right here. This is a rejection candlestick right here, which is printed right around the very low, which is printed right around this very low here. So this tells you this low here is still holding. This remains, technically this remains a very good trade because price has given us an extended level, right? So price is now looking to retest this low from this bullish engulfing for a possible retest to happen. Let us look at this on the H1 to fully understand what is going on here. So when you look at the 1 hour time frame, you will see something like a possibility for a double bottom, right? Based on what price has done on the H4 and this very low which has been created. So price simply extended the low to take out early buyers and then return bullish. From the 4-hour time frame, there is a lot of bullish confirmation. We have a very good bullish engulfing market pattern on the 4-hour time frame, and price is simply giving us a possibility for a retest before these longs happen. So UJ technically is still a good trade, but it's kind of playing some mind games. But this remains a very good trade. So towards the end of the week, we have highs on the euros. The euros look really promising, and we are going to look at them as we approach the end of the week. So the first one on the euro here is EA, Euro AUD, and this is Euro AUD here. From what we see right here, it should be very easy for everyone to understand what is going on in this market. But let us look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame, this is what we have. Remember, I've been telling you there is a lot of room to the downside on the daily, because the daily here is a downtrend, so there is a lot of room to the downside. However, when you look at the 4-hour time frame, price is giving us a trend. We have a very clean trend on the 4-hour time frame, and on this time frame here, you can see what we have here, which is a very clean bullish trend. This has been a bullish trend for quite some time, and this is what price has been doing. This is what we have. So looking at what we have in this case here, price is retesting a key level. When price retests key levels, these are very good setups. These are very good setups. So price is retesting a key level in this case, and from all indications, we should be thinking bullish. We should be thinking bullish. This is very easy to understand. We should be thinking bullish with our first TP somewhere around here, our second TP anywhere around here. And when you also look at the 1-hour time frame, we have extra confirmations on the 1-hour time frame. On the H1 time frame, you would see something like this. Price is on a downtrend on the H1, which is something like this. So based on this downtrend on the H1, you would see that price is setting up for some possible correction, which lines up with what the H4 also is doing. So we should be looking for longs on Euro AUD. This looks really promising for some longs. So that is EA, very good longs coming up. And then when you look at the H1, the same thing I've just showed you on the H4, you can see we have it on the H1. So on the H1, we have that downtrend, that bearish trend on the H1. Price is doing stuff like this, and this has broken the previous low. We have a new low. So on this new low here, which lines up with the 4-hour LOS, right? It lines up with the 4-hour level, which means we are looking for corrections. So EA looks very good for some longs. Let's keep an eye on EA. And the next one, which is EJ. EJ also looks promising. Like I told you, the euros looks really promising towards the end of the week. The EJ here, when you look at EJ on the daily time frame, this is what we have. And the first thing you would notice on the daily time frame is the market is testing a very good level. On the daily time frame, we have moves like this on the daily time frame, and you would notice price is testing a very good daily level right here. So this is a key level right here on the daily time frame, and you will notice how this level has been tested multiple times across the across the chart. It's been tested multiple times, so that is a very good level you should watch out for. And when you also break it down to um, the 4-hour time frame, let's see what we have. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a bearish trend. This has been a downtrend for quite some time. We talked about this market a few weeks ago. I told you this has been a very good downtrend for quite some time. You can see how price has transitioned over the weeks. So we have something like this, and right now price has created a new low. So based on this new low and this very new low lines perfectly with a daily key level. The level from the daily time frame, it lines perfectly with it, which means we should be looking for some kind of corrections on this low right there. We should be looking out for some possible corrections. So with this in mind, let us also look at the H1. So on the H1 time frame, this is how the market looks like. This is the previous low right here, this high, and price has created a new low. So in this case, we have highs on this low right here. This is our entry level. This low here is our entry level. So we are looking to continue bullish in this case. So you could also use these extra details. We have some extra details right here that you could implement to better manage this kind of trade. So we are looking for longs, right? We are looking for longs, and this is a good place to have your first TP. This place right here. So you may have a first TP there, and you may have the second TP somewhere around this high. So EJ, we are looking for longs, short-term long in this case, because on the H4 it is a downtrend. So we are looking forward to seeing some short-term long in this case. So I think that is really what we have on EJ. Possible longs to end the week. EN also looks really promising. But what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to explain EN and then we'll wrap this up. So EN also looks really promising, like I said. This has been giving us some bullish confluence for some time. We've been following this market, and we've seen our price has transitioned into this bullish move. So right now what we have here is price gave us a very clean triple top, and then price is giving us some correction. So in this correction here, we are looking forward to some possible continuation moves, and these are good places we may get continuation moves. So we have highs on these two entry points. So we have two key levels for entry in this case. We have two key levels for entry in this market. So we have the first one right here, first possible entry level, which is right here, and the second entry level, which is right here. So this is what we are looking to do on EN. EN, you have to be very patient and wait for the right confirmations, and you are good to go. But technically, this is what price is doing. We have a bullish trend which is coming up. This is a bullish trend coming up, and we have these continuation levels. So we need to wait for continuation levels to be tested. We need to wait for entry confirmations to be present, and we are good to go. So if you took your longs from this level here, your first TP is right here, your second TP is an extended target. And if price breaks this level and comes all the way down here, we are looking for longs. First TP is right here, second TP is right here. So that is EN, and that is really everything. That is everything we have eyes on towards the end of the week. Like I told you, the euros looks really promising. So let us watch out for the euros, and we need to manage our trade properly. Okay. We are going to look at what we did on the past week and see how the market played out for the past week. The first move from the past week, the just ended week, is AUD USD, and AUD USD we're looking for short on this market. So let us quickly look at what happened on AUD USD for this short. This was our entry. We have the first TP right here, and we have the second TP right here. So let's see what AUD USD did on that. So this is AUD USD, and we are looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, on the H1 time frame. So the H1, this is what we have, and like we explained, we're looking for short on AUD USD, and as you have it right here, you can see price gave us a very good double top, and then right from that point, uh, we had a very good shot. So the entry level was never broken, and then price came bearish. We had the TP1 right here, and we had TP2 the next low. So TP1, TP2 was met on AUD USD, then that was a very clean um, trade. So this played out beautifully. So AUD USD, we had 140 pips, 140 pips on AUD USD. So this played out very good trade to begin the week on AUD USD. So the next one after that we talked about NZD CAD. And on NZD CAD also we were looking for shorts to begin the week. This was our entry level, and we have the first TP right here, the second TP at this very spot. So we are looking at this on the H1, the 1 hour time frame. So let's see what NZD CAD did. So as you have it right here, this is NZD-CAD, and from the start of the week, we're looking for short from this high. And from what you can see from this high, price respected this high, and price tested this high multiple times. And after these multiple retests, you can see what happened. Price came bearish as we wanted to see. So our first TP here was tested, and likewise our second TP was tested. So TP 1 and 2 was met on NZD CAD. So the both levels in this case here we have 160 pips, 160 pips on NZD CAD. So this very good trade played out beautifully. The entry level was never broken, and if you paid attention enough, price gave us another entry right here. We had multiple entries on NZD CAD. We have the first one here, we have the second one here. So multiple opportunities to make the same profit on NZD CAD. So this played out so well. Very good trade on NZD CAD. So the next one after that we also talked about is USD JPY, and on this very one we're looking for longs to begin the week. We're looking for longs to begin the week from this low. So we had first TP somewhere around here, and second TP somewhere around here. So let's look at UJ as well and see what happened on UJ. So this is UJ, and from the 4 hour time frame we also explained this. From the 4 hour time frame, you can see this low here was never broken, and price gave us very good shot. But let's look at this on the H1. So when you look at this on the 1 hour time frame, this is what we have. So price did a little pullback on the H1, so you would see something that looks like this. However, on the 4 hour time frame, all this was simply telling you price was holding because we had good rejections at that very spot. So from the middle of the week, we came back to tell you to watch out for entries right at that very spot, and price gave us very good longs from that point. So we have the first TP right here, and we have the second TP which was right here. So TP1, TP2 was met on USD JPY, and you would also notice price continued to give us even more profit. So this played out all the way to the top. So on the H4, on the 4 hour time frame, we had a very clean outlook on the 4 hour time frame. So this is about, from this low all the way to this high, we have about 400 pips on USD JPY. And from the candlesticks you can see on the H4, this was our entry level, the zone, and right after the zone here you can see what happened. We had this bullish engulfing, and I've told you multiple times, if you're in a mentorship program, you should know what happens when you see something like this. So price never broke that low was holding, and then price continued bullish. So this is a very clean, easy trade. So this played out perfectly, and such a very good trade. That is USD JPY 400 pips on that. And the next one after that we also talked about is the next one is Euro AUD EA. So on EA we're looking for longs as well. We're looking for longs on EA. So let us see what happened on EA. Keep in mind all of these trades were explained uh, with with different time frames. So you may have the H4 here, and on the H1 you would see something even clearer. So on the H1 here with EA, we're looking for a short term. We're looking for a short term long, right? Because this has been a downtrend on the H1. So we explained all of these technicals uh, in details. So price gave us this was our entry level, and then price at the time, price had created a new low. So we had a trend like this. We had a trend like this on EA at the time. We had something like this. So in this case here, price was testing a very good low, and we're looking for some correction. So price gave us that correction. We had this correction in this case. So from that low all the way to this point here, we have our first TP, which was very clean move. So from this low all the way to this high, we had about 200 pips on that. So that was our first TP on EA. And like I told you, this has been a downtrend on the 1 hour time frame. And when you look at the H4, the 4-hour time frame, this is what we have. On the 4-hour time frame as well, we have good move. You can see what price did. From this low, price came all the way to this high. This high was definitely our first TP because of how price has moved on the H1. So it is very important that you catch up with the outlook analysis we always give out to understand all these confluence. So we explained this on the H4, and we also gave better explanations on the H1. So the H1, the downtrend played out, and then price tested the previous KZ, and that was a very good, perfect trade. So first TP in this case was tested, and that was it for 200 pips. So the next one after that, after EA, we also talked about is EN, Euro NZD, and Euro NZD. We're looking for longs to begin the week. This was our entry level on the H1, and let's see what happened on that EN. So this is EN, and this was our trade right here. We're looking for longs from this very spot. You can see what we have here. Right after the first retest, the second retest, we're looking for longs. So this was the first retest right here, and this was the second retest. And from that second retest, we're looking for longs. And from what you can see, price gave us exactly what we were looking for. So from this low all the way to this high, we have about 200 pips on. We have 200 pips on EN as well. So this played out beautifully. So 200 pips on EN, and that was very clean. So the last one for the week, which is EJ, and EJ as well, we're looking for longs. We have our first TP here, second TP right here on the H1. So let's see what that EJ did. So this is EJ, and from what you can see here, price did exactly what we needed to see. So from this low, we had our first TP right here, and we had our second TP right here. So TP1, TP2 has been met on EJ. So this is TP2 right here, and this is TP1 right here. So TP1 was tested, and TP2 as well was tested. So we had very clean profit on this. So TP1, TP2 in this case, we have about 350 pips. About 350 pips. So you can see how clean this happened. This played out so clean, and everything we talked about really played out for the week. Everything, every single one of them. So from the technical standpoints, you would understand everything that happened in this market because we explained everything before they happened, and we showed you the entry levels and likewise the TP levels for each of these trades. So AUD USD, we had 140 pips, TP1 and TP2, and then NZD CAD, we had 160 pips, TP1 and TP2. And USD JPY, we had this full move here about 400 pips of TP1 and TP2 in this case. Let us quickly check on USD JPY. So TP1 and TP2 on that UJ. Remember we had our TP2 right here. This is our TP2 right here. So let's see how many pips from that point. So going from this low, TP1 and TP2, we have about 350 pips. 350 pips on that UJ. And the next one, which is EHE, we have 200 pips to TP1, 200 pips, and EHN also we had 200 pips to TP1, this high. And finally EJ, we had 350 pips, TP1 and TP2. So every single one of them played out perfectly. Every single one of these opportunities played out exactly as we explained them to be. So that is really everything we did for the first trading week in this new trading year 2023. Very outstanding performance for the week, and we look forward to better performances in the coming weeks.